Welcome back to Gamescom week, where I am spamming my channel with gaming content because there are a lot of games coming out. There are a lot of things that I'm very excited about, and of course Gamescom is happening, so we're finding out a lot of information, and I have a lot of videos to make. But this video is dedicated to a game called inZOI, or inZOI, I'm not really sure what it's called, but this game is essentially a rival to The Sims, and normally I wouldn't talk about stuff like this because a lot of games, you know, they claim to be the rival of something and then they usually come out unfinished. And this game, originally, when I very first saw it, I thought it was going to be another one of those because it looks like a bit of an asset flip. Like, graphically speaking, it looks nice, but it also kind of has that kind of vibe to it where it looks like it's going to be an asset flip, you know, a bit too good to be true. But when I actually started looking into this game, and I was reading all of the features and I was watching the trailers and stuff, I once again came to the conclusion that this is too good to be true. This does not look real. However, this game currently has been given out to a bunch of content creators and they have been making videos on it for quite a while. And it turns out it might not be too good to be true. This is actually a real thing. So as I mentioned, inZOI is basically a rival to The Sims. It is basically the game that you want to be playing while you're playing The Sims. And something that some of you guys may not know about me is that I like The Sims. I actually quite like playing it. More specifically, I like the decorating side of it. The gameplay is a bit lackluster for me. But I've always wanted something that's The Sims but better, you know, much more in-depth, actually being able to control your character, even more decorating options, and just like something that's way more of a life sim. And inZOI looks to be providing that. It looks to be really that. So this game has a ton of stuff, and I'm going to jump into all of that, kind of tell you what the game is, and then give my thoughts on it. And I don't know, I mean, maybe it's still too good to be true, maybe it will come out and it will be completely buggy and everything. But again, there is a bunch of content up already on YouTube which you can go and watch of people playing alpha versions of the game, and from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. There are issues though, which I will also get into, but yeah, let's just jump straight into this. So first of all, yeah, it is a life simulator game. You can do everything from, you know, having a job to getting a family to getting buff. You basically live a life just like you do in The Sims. However, unlike The Sims, you can actually walk around this world. You can take control of your character and actually walk around in third person. Not just in your house, but you can actually exit the house, go out onto the street, get in a car, and then drive that car around the city and go to various shops. And all of the shops, or not all of them, but you know, some of the shops have interiors that you can go into and you can meet other, you know, characters, and you can make relationships and friends and stuff like that. It's basically, again, The Sims without any loading screen, but you have more direct control over your character and you can drive cars. So, yeah, do you see why I thought it might be too good to be true? Now, I said there were some issues with it, and the cars are actually one of the issues I've noticed. Now, bear in mind, this is all alpha footage that's like being shown and stuff. Obviously, the game isn't complete, so this might get fixed by release, I don't know. But one thing I noticed was that the driving looks, I don't know how to put this lightly, but terrible. There are no physics on the car, there are no road rules that you have to follow, and I just made a GTA video actually talking about road rules, so that's a pretty big deal for me. Yeah, there are no road rules, there are no car physics. There aren't even people driving the cars. I noticed that, yeah, if you get out your car and walk around, the cars that are driving around the city don't actually have people in them. They're just empty cars just kind of driving around. And I feel like that's a pretty big issue. Now, of course, again, this is alpha. This could be fixed or like changed by the time the game comes out. But as it stands right now, yeah, I think that is a massive issue, especially if this game is trying to be an immersive life sim. I feel like that's something that probably needs to be looked into and fixed, because that can break immersion quite a lot. I understand car physics not really being great. It isn't a, you know, racing sim game, I suppose. I also understand like not having road rules and stuff, but I feel like you should at least have characters in the car and maybe have consequences for crashing your car as well. But yeah, like that kind of stuff seems very light. However, where this game really shines is in the Sims like elements, where you can build relationships with people, you can hang out with your friends, you can, you know, marry someone and start a family. That kind of stuff looks really solid. It looks like it's pretty much complete. Again, it looks a lot like this. I'm going to keep comparing it to The Sims, but it looks a lot like The Sims here. It's just everything looks a lot prettier, and you have like a third person perspective and you can actually walk around in the world. But let's talk about the decorating, because the decorating was like a huge thing for me. The big thing that really caught my interest, because again, that's something that I really love to do in these sort of games. The decorating looks absolutely insane. So first of all, you have like a ton of items that you can choose to decorate stuff with, but something that caught my eye particularly was the use of AI in this game. Now I know that's a bit of a touchy topic, but AI is being used in inZOI to help you generate, you know, decorations and stuff. So for example, you could use AI to create a painting, which you could then put on the wall. You could use it to create a specific kind of staircase and it will do that. Like you can use AI to basically help you decorate in this game. And I think that's really, really cool, like a really cool use of it. And I know AI is a big scary thing because it's like replacing a lot of people and a lot of jobs, but in terms of it being used well, I think this is a good example of that. Like being able to push the boundaries of like decorating in a sim sort of game by using AI technology to like generate stuff to not only add uniqueness to your builds, but also add like never-ending replayability, right? Because you can decorate so many things in pretty much infinite ways by using this AI tech. I just think that's pretty crazy. On top of that, you can also use the AI tech to generate textures and stuff with the floors and the wallpaper and the houses to add even more uniqueness to it. And also you can get pictures of real world objects and actually make the AI generate that into the game as a 3D object. You can go to Google and Google whatever object you want, get a picture of it, and it will put it in the game for you, or at least it would try. I don't know how well that system works, but the potential for that, man, for like in terms of like builds and stuff is just insane. And it doesn't just stop at decorating your houses and stuff. You can decorate the whole city. This game isn't just rivaling The Sims, it also seems to kind of be rivaling City Skylines a little bit. Not so much in the management department, I don't think, but in terms of, again, just the design, you can literally redesign the entire city. You can build skyscrapers from what I've seen. You can, you know, place different trees and stuff. You can just redesign the city as you please, which I think is pretty crazy. And again, all of this is the reason that I thought this game is too good to be true. And part of me still does. I don't know how well these sort of systems are going to work. I don't know what the game is going to be like on release. So there's part of me that's still very skeptical about this and is like, well, this game in general looks way too good to be true. But again, there is a lot of gameplay out there. There are YouTubers and content creators who are, you know, streaming the game and playing the game. They've been showing it off at Gamescom, and there's actually a demo out right now for the character creator, so you can go and create all types of different characters and stuff. And apparently the game is scheduled to be released hopefully by the end of this year, so it's not even that far away. Now I'm assuming that this game is going to launch into early access because I don't think it's going to be a full release. From, again, all of the streams and stuff that I've been watching, the game looks very early access to me. It doesn't look complete, and if we're just, you know, presumably a few months away from launch, that's a little bit troubling if they're, you know, planning to do a full release. So I highly suspect it's going to be early access and it's going to launch with quite some jank and stuff, but still, the potential here is good, and this is being made by Krafton Inc. Krafton, for those of you who don't know, are the developer behind PUBG Battlegrounds. They're also the publisher behind Subnautica, apparently, according to Steam. So these guys have serious money, and this is when I realized that, oh, this might not actually be a scam. This is a real product that actually has potential, because if anyone was going to make a game that could rival The Sims, first of all, you would need a lot of money, especially if it's going to look as good as inZOI does here. You're going to need a lot of money to pull that off. And if anyone's got that kind of money, it's going to be the guys behind PUBG, right? So yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. I just wanted to kind of bring it to your attention, and more importantly, I wanted to hear your opinions on this game. So let me know what you think. Go and watch the trailer. I'll link it down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think it is a real project? Do you think it's going to launch with a bunch of unfulfilled promises? I want to hear all of your thoughts down below. So don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because it helps out a bunch. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Jake, and I will see you next time.